early wet is Mars's birthday, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Yeah, you've told us about your change of sleeping habits of 15 minutes naps every 4 hours. Sounds super nice. Have a flower. Yep. Let's look around and see what else we've got. Hey, vase. I think I can justify giving you a device. Yeah. Yeah. Know thy enemy. Because I'm still trying to get his friendship up. Talking to vase, yep. And I still don't have any eggs for you. Alright. Hey, Rex. Rex peers out from under an awning at the torrential rain. I learned my lesson last year. If I go out in that, I'll smell like wet dog for hours and hours, he pouts. You know, anything fun we can do while we wait for the rain to stop? Hugs incoming. And I got you a present. Oh. Yeah. We got a bunch of logs. Yep. Help you get closer to building your bar. You're using the VR headset. And it's your birthday? Yes. So you wanted flowers or crystal clusters? We'll go with a crystal cluster. Ha! Mars laughs, taking the crystal and turning it over in her hands, inspecting it. Well, I've had better birthday gifts this year, but I admit, this crystal is pretty fabulous. I'll add it to my collection. Mars is working in the depot today. You find her sitting on a pile of boxes, drumming her feet against them as she flips dismissively through a magazine on her holopalm. Every so often, she snorts at something she's read and rolls her eyes. Oh, hey, Selene, she says as you approach. Would you rather have a really bad body odor for a whole day, or have to spend a whole day naked? Bad body odor for a day, or spend the whole day naked? I mean, I know what Mars's answer is going to be fine being naked. I'm just going to go with why. I think that's fair. I'm reading some of the teen magazines from Old Earth, Mars says, you know, like fashion and makeup and dating and stuff. She turns to a new page and reads out loud, don't be afraid to use green concealer. You may look like the Wicked Witch at first, but don't click your heels and go home. Stick with it, and you'll be on that yellow brick road to clear, beautiful skin. Mars laughs incredulously. What does that even mean? Papa taught me to put on makeup because I wanted to be pretty, like him, Mars says. But it was never like, cover up your blemishes, make your nose smaller, hide your skun-geek pores. And that's all they ever talk about in these things. And it's like, was Earth fashion really about making everyone look as small as possible? What was wrong with them? Mars gestures to herself. I was the biggest kid the whole time we were growing up, and I've always been gorgeous, and that's not just my genetic enhancement talking. Sometimes I think they should have just made everyone unable to feel shame, Mars says. Like, all these magazines talk about is how to fix your flaws or act different so people will like you. It's such a waste of time. Mars tosses her hair over her shoulder. If people don't like me, they can flick off. I literally don't care what they think. Mars pats the box next to her, and you climb up and sit by her side. The dating advice in these things is good, though, she says, flipping through a few pages. Like, my dad taught me about reproduction and stuff, but they got so squicked out when I asked about how you actually get someone to have sex with you. She rolls her eyes. Teenagers on Earth were apparently very worried about getting boys to like them, Mars says. Like, look at this quiz. 10 ways to tell if he's super into you. Mars smirks and angles her hollow screen away from you. Ooh, let's see how into me you are, Selene. First question. Do you have any cute nicknames for me? No. Just Mars. That's fair, Mars says. I don't have any for you. Second question. Do you get nervous around me? No, not particularly. Not even a little bit, Mars says, acting like she's affronted. Last question. Do you go out of your way to see me? A little bit, or no, we just talk because you're there. I mean, I do go out of my way to talk to her when I see her there, so sure, we'll say a little bit. Selene, Mars beams, I am happy whenever you come talk with me. Us sophisticated folks gotta stick together. Mars makes a frustrated noise and dismisses her holo screen. This is so wimpy. She groans. What was wrong with Earth teens? If you want to know if someone likes you, just ask them. It's easy, if you're not a coward. Mars turns to you and leans in, bracketing your legs with her arms. You can smell her body lotion, light and floral, and feel the heat of her chest against her arm. She pouts and looks at you through her lashes. What about it, Selene? Do you like me? What's not to love about you, gorgeous? What? No, we're just friends, or I like Tangent more. Ouch. Harsh. Sure. What's not to love about you, gorgeous? Mars smiles and tilts her head back. I didn't say love, she teases, but I'll take it. It's time to start flirting a bit, why not? I'm curious about Mars. I don't know what her augment is, but it says we learned it. Shameless. She is genetically augmented so that she cannot feel shame. Wow. That is unique and interesting. I don't think I've ever gone through all of these to see what everyone's is. Anemone we know has the armor scales. Cal, we don't know his. I know his, but we don't know his. Tangent has reduced sleep. Yep, we know. Dis, we don't know. Mars is incapable of feeling shame. Tammy's, of course, we never learned. Rex has dog ears. Can't imagine his parents choosing to have, you know, you get one genetic enhancement, give him dog ears. Like, weird. Nomi, we don't know. Vase, we don't know. And I don't think anyone else has augments, do they? No. I mean, Sim has a section for it because I think he's fitting the same category as the rest of the, you know, child generation. But I don't think he has an augment because, you know, he's not one of our colony people. Alright. Hi, Anomi. Yep. We've read that one. You like crystals and devices, and we're running pretty low on both. I'll give you a crystal, sure. Because you don't have a birthday coming up before the end of the year. So, birthdays we have left is Vase, Tang, and Dis. So I need a device for Vase, a flower for Tang, and roots for Dis. So everything else I can spend. Oh, no, yeah, nothing new there. Okay. Yep. So we need to keep some stuff, but I can spend that root on you. Let's head back down. Taking a break, yep. Our dad. Why, if it isn't the Great Mandrake. That's a strange thing to say out of the blue. Learning about crop rotations. I don't have any bobber fruit, unfortunately. I'll need to get some before your birthday rolls around. That's late dust. Alright. Probably... Hey, speaking of bobber fruit, I don't know how I missed this, but there's a random bobber fruit on the ground. Let's go talk to Cal and give it to him. Keep trying to boost these relationships. There we go. So yeah, we're now at a point where it's a lot easier to get the collectibles for gifts because we can just go to a location and in a single exploration session grab literally every item. So I'm thinking do another repair robots. What does assisted medbay do? Biology, which we don't need, and empathy, which could help. And then some kudos. But no, I think I'm going to go with keep repairing robots and hope I can hit the event that I'm aiming for. The Heliopods didn't have an onboard AI like Congruence, which must have been hard. She runs the robotics labs just like she runs all the rest of the colony systems, silently and perfectly. Working with her is like working with all-knowing, all-powerful God, who doesn't mind doing all of the chores. You always knew Congruence was more advanced than all the other bots put together, but you didn't realize that assumption was literal. She programs all the bots based off her own code, so it's almost like they're a part of her. Sometimes while you're working on a bot, she'll joke that it tickles. As Congruence's hands, you do physical maintenance on the bots. The ones you see most often are the vacuum bots. As the colony has gotten larger and much, much dirtier, they're more likely to get clogged and break down. Then people have to do more cleaning by hand, which makes them complain to command, which means more maintenance requisitions on your desk. One vacuum bot in particular is just eccentric. It's broken in a way that you can't really permanently fix, but you keep patching it up and sending it back out to serve the colony. You see it in the lab so often you decide to name it. Rosie, Robbie, Roomba, Rob. Sure, Rosie. Rosie the robot. You stencil the bot's name on its chassis and send it on its merry way. There you go, little Rosie. See you again in a few days. Alright, we've got a 2 locked in place. +1 to mental cards. Sure. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. Oh. Because this counts as being partly yellow, it gets the -2 for that. That is awful. There. Whatever. Is that better? No. Okay. Sure. Good enough. Whole bunch of engineering we don't need, some creativity. A whole ton of kudos. Is that... Yeah, because we're popular. No? Yeah, kudos are doubled because of popularity. Okay. Neat. Mid-wet. So this is Vase's birthday. We'll give him a device. Yep. Changing your sleeping habits to 15 minutes every few hours. I don't think 15 minutes counts as sleeping, if I'm honest. Yep. Rex's little friend. Have a device. Yeah. Who told you it was my birthday, Vase asks, accepting the pulsating device. Whatever this is, it looks dangerous. It's a good thing you brought it to me. You arrive outside the garrison just as you spy a small unit of young Helio trainees finishing their daily run around the colony. Vase is easily in the lead. You swing yourself up onto the fence and watch as the group breaks up into pairs for the next drill. As unit leader, Vase goes around and corrects everyone's form and checks in on them before he spots you and trots over. "What's up, colony kid?" he says, wiping his forehead. His training shirt clings to his chest, damp with sweat and showing off his muscles. "Missed you out there today. You should come for a run sometime." "You couldn't keep me away because our toughness is so high? Sure, I might join you. Our physical fitness isn't really my thing." "You couldn't keep me away." "Heck yeah," Vase says, bumping his fist into yours. "Every day at first sunrise. If you're late, you have to run it twice." "I've been trying to get the other colony kids out here," Vase continues. "On the Helio, we were raised to believe that physical exertion does more than build muscles. It helps you think more clearly and boosts your immune system, too." He clenches his fist. "Not only that, but it strengthens the bond between brothers. It turns men into heroes." Vase looks like a hero, you think. Even just standing there, he has the same kind of presence as action heroes in the old vids on Earth. He's so confidently in his element that everything he does looks effortless. You can't imagine him skinning his knee or having his voice crack or tripping over his feet, all 3 of which happened to you this week. "Whatever you're doing, you look good." Start flirting with Vase. "I'm glad you guys are here now. Or we were fine before you got here." What is our relationship with Vase now? We're already up to at least 20. Can we get real? Yeah, 21. He's definitely the lowest, but it's getting up there. But no, I'm not going to flirt with him. But yeah, I'm glad they got here because our colony was on the brink of disaster before they arrived. Or, I guess it already crossed over disaster before they arrived. Vase shrugs, just doing our duty to humanity. Vase picks up his water bottle and takes a big swig, rinsing out his mouth before spitting into the dirt. Not everyone's cut out to be a soldier, he says. I mean, where would we be without people like Tangent giving us the intel we need? He shrugs. Anemone's pretty cool, she's got the right idea. And that Cal guy, he's got the muscles, but... Val shakes his head with a snort. Honestly, you all lack the discipline. What did this give? Vase's competence, -1 to neighboring cards. Wow, that is a terrible card. Alright, and Nem. Yeah, we've read that one, and I still don't have anything to give you. We did give him his gift, right? Yeah. Just trying to make sure. Things blend into each other. Hey, Rex wants to talk. You're looking for Rex by the construction site, but Rex finds you first. Tackle hug! You turned to the source of the yell. Rex is barreling towards you, arms outstretched. You have about 2 seconds to decide how to react. Leap into his arms, give him a big ol' friendly bear hug, or offer a high five instead. We'll give him a big ol' friendly bear hug. You stand your ground and throw your arms wide. Rex almost knocks you off your feet with the force of his hug, but his strong arms don't let you fall. He smells so good, like sweat, and dust, and sunshine. I'm always happy to see you, Selene, Rex says, squeezing you tightly. You think you're starting to understand this strange Helio boy and his love of hugs. So, Rex asks, crossing his arms, were you looking for me? What you need? So, we get +4 if stress is over 50, now with that card. Just wanted to say hi. Let's do something fun, or I've been feeling really down lately. No, just wanted to say hi. Oh, Rex exclaims. He looks pleased. Well, hey yourself. He jerks his thumbs toward the construction project he's working on. I gotta get back to work, but if you want, you can come see what we're working on. Rex takes you on a tour of the construction site. He's great company, and basking in his excitement is a pleasant way to spend an afternoon. When you wave goodbye to him so he can get back to work, you feel a little bit lighter. Wow, he just removed 20 stress. That is really good. Alright. Can I give you a gift? I cannot. Hey, Mars. Mars is scrolling through the colony message board on her holopalm. Elaine, do you think I'm stuck up? She asks. There's like this whole thread on the colony board about how I'm conceited and think I'm so much better than everyone else. She continues scrolling. If I felt shame, that would really hurt. Yeah, you are a bit stuck up and conceited. So, that's fair. Let's see. Out here should be Nomi and Dis. Hey, Nomi. You're walking through the colony when you see a blur of color and motion at the corner of your vision. Bang! Nomi collides with you in a catastrophe of flailing limbs and high-pitched squealing, sending you both sprawling to the ground. Oh my gosh! Nomi exclaims. They immediately get to their hands and knees and begin to collect the papers that exploded out of their hands when they fell. I'm so sorry. Sometimes my brain is off during doing its own thing and I don't watch where I'm running. Ah, they exclaim, dusting off their piece of toast and shoving it back in their mouth. Gotta eat breakfast, even when you're late. Your enhancement isn't super agility, huh? Don't even worry about it, or watch where you're going. Don't even worry about it. Nomi giggles and continues to collect their scattered papers. Their face is bright red. Okay, if you say so, thanks, Selene. Maybe if I had a genetic enhancement like everyone else, I would be able to watch where I'm going. Nomi gets to their feet and offers you a hand up, then brushes the dust off of you. I actually don't know what my genetic enhancement is, or, even if I have one at all. My parents decided to lock my medical files from when I was a baby because they had this wild idea that they wanted me to grow up without feeling like I had to be, perfect. They think it's rude for parents to make that choice for their kids. It's not all it's cracked up to be, that sucks, or that's really smart. As someone who has 2 genetic enhancements because my character hacked their own DNA, like last year or whatever, that seems like a weird choice. I would go with, that sucks. Well, kinda, Nomi replies, poking their index finger into their cheek thoughtfully, but kinda not too. It feels I'm fine, actually. It's fine, actually. Sometimes I don't mind at all. Nomi wiggles their eyebrows. Maybe I'm just like Galactic Cyber Prince Umiyama, and one day a talking Hopeye will come tell me I have to defeat the Mecha Ultra Nether Beings. Those were words. Okay. No gift for you. This looks up from his holopalm, blinking to bring his eyes back into focus. What? He says, what do you want? Wish I had more bravery so I could keep daring him to do stuff, but nope. Let's carry on talking to people. You learned at a young age not to sneak up on your mom. She's jumpy and gets kind of mean if someone surprises her. That's just how she's always been, and you've never questioned it. You always make sure to walk a little more heavy when she hasn't noticed you yet. Hey, it's my little genius, your dad exclaims, swooping down to kiss the top of your head. Savior of the colony, what do you need, love bug? And Cal. Talking about crop rotations. Cool. I'm probably going to rest next month so that I'm fully rest for Glow, even though I'm not really that stressed out yet. I could potentially explore... Sorry to do all this exploration. I mean, some people might like it, but some people might get annoyed. But I could explore somewhere new to find even more collectibles. And then that probably would use a reasonable amount of stress to better justify resting. So yeah, we will forage in the valley and do enough events to actually max out our stress so that I can rest. And then hopefully go out during Glow. Yeah. That's the plan. I'm going to start with the boss event. Make sure I don't miss it and collect all the collectibles. Hey, Sim's over there. Neat. Grab the collectibles first, and then what's up? You think you see Sim running through the trees up ahead near the edge of a cliff. You call out to him, but your voice is drowned out by a screeching roar that shakes the forest. A manticore. You're feeling a remarkable lack of self-preservation today, so you holster your scanner and follow the noise through the trees. To find Sim fending off not one, but 3 manticores at the edge of a cliff. His back to the fatal drop behind. He's bleeding profusely from his hairline, and his left arm hangs useless at his side. He doesn't even register your presence as he tries to calm the beast with soothing sounds. One of the manticores knocks Sim off his feet, and your heart lurches as a spray of stone clatter down the cliff. The beast have him completely at their mercy. The lead manticore's delicate feet pin Sim's tattered clothing to the ground. The lead manticore's delicate feet pin Sim's tattered clothing to the ground, spittle drooling from the misshapen jaws. You watch Sim's expression twist with an emotion you've never seen in him before. Fear. Let's save Sim. Of course. +1 to red cards, +3 bonus to straights. Nice. We do like 7. Oh. Huh. That base card is so terrible. So I was thinking I could do 765 or something like that. But no. How about we do lower cards? 543. Or 6. That base card. Yeah, +1 to and from other yellow cards. Okay. That's a cool card, actually. But I'm really not gonna get what I need for a straight. And I guess I can just grab big cards. Whatever. Next round. Yeah. That seems good. And last round. Definitely want to use this 8 because it's huge. Let's see. 5, 4, 3, 2. Cool. Got some extra combat, which we could use, and some kudos. Somehow, using all of your strength and then more, you defeat the lead manticore. The two smaller ones scatter, hissing their displeasure and biting at each other. With the death of their alpha, negotiating their new pack dynamics should distract them for a while. Are you okay? Sim waves you off with the arm that doesn't hang limp at his side. I'm fine, he gasps. I feel pain, but it does not control my behavior as much as it seems to in humans. You and Sim both collapse into the dirt, breathing hard. Your head is spinning with adrenaline, and a little bit of blood loss to be sure. To be honest, and as you look over at Sim, he looks similarly stunned. That was impressive, Selene, he says. I had no idea you were such an adept warrior. It's thrilling, actually. His gaze drops to your mouth, then back to your eyes. We could romance Sim. I mean, it's not really romance, it's just directly going and kissing him. Like flirting. Or, well, I'm glad that's over. Well, I'm glad that's over. You're both startled by a crash sound from the trees. One of the two remaining manticores breaks through the tree line and roars at you, blood and spittle spraying from its ravenous jaws. There's no sign of the other, clearly lesser manticore. Run! Sim gasps, pulling you both to your feet. He gives you a push and you start running parallel to the cliffs, trying to get some distance before it's safe to duck back into the trees. You don't hear Sim behind you. You whirl around just in time to see Sim clash with the manticore, grappling with its huge front claws as it pushes him closer to the edge of the cliff with dancer-like strength. Go, Sim yells, rocks scatter down the cliff by his feet. Please, Selene, just go. You don't even have a chance to be a hero. The manticore takes Sim's neck in its jaws, and he screams in pain. Sim locks eyes with you once more as time slows to a crawl, then speeds up as he grabs hold of the manticore and launches himself backwards off the cliff. They're gone before you can scream. You rush to the edge, too late to catch even his trailing, tattered coat. It's a long way down, and the wind buffets your face viciously. You try and blink away the image of their bodies falling through the air, now seared into your memory. You turn away from the smudges at the bottom of the cliff, but you still see it. You sit down, stunned, and stay that way for a long time. How can he be gone, just like that? Dead. Gained status in mourning, gained 18 stress, and Sim's curiosity too. There won't be any funeral for him. The alien who would be human. It's not like you can bring his remains home to be properly recycled. It's a small comfort that at least out here, it won't be long until nature takes its course. Sim would probably have wanted that, you think. With a heavy heart, you return. Oh. They're ending my exploration right there? With a heavy heart, you return to the transport station. You just want to go home. I mean, I get it. But it's disappointing. If I was the sort to reload and go for better events, I would reload there and handle that differently. Alright, so I'm going to be resting here to get back my stress so that I can explore, hopefully, during Glow. Yep, we've seen that one. It is late wet, which means it is Dis and Tang's birthday. Sim is what? Dis doesn't believe you when you tell him. But I just saw him. You're lying. He can't be dead. He refuses to listen and just keeps repeating that you must be wrong. No, Are you seriously also going to stop me from giving Dis a birthday gift? Wow. Okay. Cool. Nothing. Base. Rex's little buddy. Yep. Tang, will you accept a birthday gift? You and Tang are talking about, yeah. Prided herself in not being like other teenagers. Yeah. Here, have a flower. It seems you remembered my birthday. How thoughtful of you, Tang says, accepting the flower with a dubious look. I'll set this flower aside to analyze later. I am interested in the properties of all of autumnal flora. I hope you find it useful. She turns to walk away, then remembers herself. Thank you, she adds, almost as an afterthought. What else? Hey, Rex? Yep. Mars? Yep, we read that one too. Looking for ways to improve this colony. Cal. Yep, read that one. Dad. Taking a break is important. We will be doing that. And our mom. Your mom seems unbothered by the torrential rain. She tips her face to the sky and smiles. The rain means the hardest work is done for the year, she says. The greenhouses are a lot easier to manage than the outdoor fields, and we don't need to worry about planting until quiet. Alright, time to relax. Didn't even give us an event. +2 to cards with gems, that seems good, and I'm definitely not getting rid of Cal's special card that's also just a 7 card. Those are both great. So moving on. To Glow. Alright. Let's see who we can talk to. Emma's talking to Vase. Am I worried about an attack? He shrugs. No. We'll be fine. The governor's got this. And more importantly, we've got explosives. I'd like to see those alien animals beat that. Do I have something for you? No. We ran out of devices. So far, no collectibles, which is disappointing. Hey, Tang? Tang is standing with her arms crossed, gazing out into the gloom. I cannot help but be a little comforted by the presence of the soldiers, she says. Perhaps we'll stand a better chance during the next attack. Sure, have another flower. Yep. Hey, there's a crystal over here. You spot your dad standing stock still, his eyes closed and head tilted to listen. Hey, Gooseberry, he says, recognizing you just from the sound of your footsteps. Have you ever paid attention to the planet during Glow? It feels different. He blinks his eyes open. It's like a hum, he continues. Maybe from the planets. Heck, maybe from the wormhole. Take care of yourself, Selene, your mom says grimly, taking a break. Hot blep tea in hand, looking warily out towards the walls. I don't want you too far from the colony if we're attacked again this year. She turns to you. Don't be a hero, Selene. You kids need to stay safe. Cal looks troubled as you enter the gardens. Do you hear that? He says, cocking his head to the side. Usually all the critters make more noise than this. I wonder what's going on. Have a bobber fruit. Do I need to save that? Probably not. Food! Cal grabs the fruit out of your hands, then remembers his manners. He gives you a big hug. Thanks, Selene. I'm starving. How did you know? Alright. Oh, hey, Dis. I don't think I talked to you yet. Sim is what? Yeah. Dis refuses to believe that Sim is dead. Now, let's see if we can go out. And I'm going to toss in a quick save. Just because. Well, there's no time to be exploring. It's far too dangerous. The gates are closed and survey expeditions halted until the light returns in a few weeks. Good thing you happen to know another way out. Sneak out to explore during Glow. Let's do it. Oh, no. Keep exploring. Don't go home. No one is allowed outside the colony during glow, so if you stay out of the lookout sites, there will be nobody to catch you. It also means that you're alone out here. If you get into trouble, it's going to be big trouble. You hope you know what you're doing. The familiar is unfamiliar during glow. The sky is dark, except for the eerie light of the wormhole, seeming so much closer than it usually is, and the gloom makes the shadows deeper and more mysterious. It's so hauntingly quiet that you can even hear the movement of animals, the beat of soft wings, a whoomph of something large in the distance. What's that curious sound? It's just a dwarf's mouth taking flight. It's usually dull plumaged, iridescent rainbow glowing warmly in the dark of glow. It slowly glides through the mushroom trees. You've been taught to be terrified of glow season since you landed here, that there were monsters out here, circling the colony and attacking anything they saw, but it's so much more serene than you were expecting. Maybe they were wrong, or lying to you? Alright, let's explore. Hey, Manticore. The unique event, let's check it out. You come across a sawmill that's been shut down for the season. There's movement inside, and something in there is yipping and moaning in pain. You approach it carefully and find some sort of dog-like creature's gotten trapped in the machinery. It growls at you and blinks its eyes, then its other eyes, then its other eyes. Boy, it has a lot of eyes. The loggers won't be back for weeks, so this creature will surely die slowly and painfully. It looks worn out, but still dangerous. Watch it, release it, or put it out of its misery. We will release it. You try to come near, but it bites you ferociously, nearly taking off your hand. You don't see a way that you can safely free it. Then we'll watch it. Maybe watch it will give us some other options. I prefer not to put it out of its misery first. You sit to watch it, hoping to learn from it, or at least a way to free it without endangering yourself. The creature's obviously been struggling for a long time. Once it realizes you're not here to eat it, it slumps down to nap. You fear an irresistible urge to do the same and fall into something of a trance. Then something bizarre happens. A massive shadow drifts into the lumberyard, coming between you and the creature. You have the sense of an immense presence, something massive but graceful. You're not quite sure if you're dreaming, but you feel rooted to the spot, and unnaturally calm. It's as if you've been drugged. The shadows stay a while, observing you curiously, then it drifts away again. You blink, coming out of your trance. What just happened? Did you fall asleep? You look back over the machinery and realize the trapped eye beast is gone. You aren't sure if you should feel relieved or terrified. Was it freed or eaten? But you decide to get the heck away from this place now and ask these questions later. There's another manticore over there. That is a lot of manticores. So as usual, I'm mostly wandering around collecting collectibles. And then I will consider which events to try. Though the unique ones are unique, and so I will probably give them a shot. And hopefully they won't be like the sim thing and just end my exploration. You're crossing a section of wilderness here where the plants don't throw off as much luminescence as other parts. It's oppressively dark here. You use your holopalm as a flashlight, focusing the light as a beam to slowly make your way through the cloying undergrowth. The beam of your holopalm sweeps over a familiar form, a manticore. Your heart skips a beat at encountering this fearsome beast in the dark. This manticore isn't the deadly killer the colony's cautionary tale. Actually, it looks terrified. It backs up against a tree, cowering, its eyes rolling in panic. Keep your light on it. You're too scared to move your light away, convinced it will pounce under cover of darkness. You try to hold your light steady, but you're shaking. So is the manticore. Then you realize it isn't even looking at you. It's staring into the forest to the right. You slowly grasp that the manticore isn't scared of you, it's scared of something else. It suddenly screeches in fear and bolts off to the left. You hear something absolutely enormous moving in the trees off to the right, where the manticore was staring. It's a deep grinding sound like ancient trees rubbing together in the wind, except there's no wind. You turn off your flashlight and hold your breath. You hear a single loud thump, then stillness again. You wait a full 20 minutes in complete silence. Gradually, the The insect chirps and other noises of the forest return, and the glow bugs drift lazily back into the air. You hadn't even realized they were missing, as if the entire jungle was holding its breath too. Whatever it was seems to have moved on. Alright. So, we can go here. I happen to know that if we run into a few more events, this event is going to change. Probably. So I'm going to try a couple more events first. You're amazed at how peaceful it is out here. It's not what you expected. You stay out of sight of the watchtowers and slip between the mush trees. It's eerily silent, as if the forest is holding its breath in anticipation. It really is pretty out here, with all the plants and animals glowing, especially the wormhole filling the sky above you. Gaze up at the wormhole. Timey-wimey wormhole stuff. Neighbors become wild, value is wild. That looks like a good card. Admire the flora in detail, because our perception is so high. It's all too beautiful. Ooh, a stress-reducing card, and it's still a pretty good card. Or watch where you're walking. Admire the flora in detail. Mush trees make their own light, a chemical reaction almost as bright as your hollow palm. All sorts of small flying insects are drawn to them, facilitating pollination. Other plants spread glowing seeds which float up and dance above you as if they're alive. Maybe they are. The gnarlwood trees have these glowing bumps on them. Are those insects inside? You see something pulsing in there, like a gooey caterpillar becoming a butterfly. How strange. Though you can't see it, you've been told the wormhole high above is shining with ultraviolet light. It's invisible to the human eye, but absorbed and re-emitted as visible light by the flora and fauna around you. Your hollow palm calls it black light, and says that people on Earth used to use similar, much more concentrated light as decoration. Even your clothing glows faintly. Alright, let's check back here. This area is dotted with huge circles of glowing mushrooms, each one nearly a meter in diameter. The bare grass in the center of the circles looks remarkably lush. Let's take a closer look. Perception 80, wow. That was weird card. That is a difficult challenge. You crouch down to analyze the mushrooms. It's a species you don't recognize, but your hollow palm reports that they live most of the year underground and only pop up during glow season. This close, you notice that the entire area inside the circle is sunken, and the grass has been flattened almost like a footprint. But what would be big enough to make this? You decide not to wait around and find out. Some very, very large creature with giant giant feet. There it is. So, this event can lead to an ending, and it's an ending I want to see and I want to show off. It's not going to be the main ending that I'm going towards, but while we're here, we'll do the ending, and then I'll reload, and we will choose the option that doesn't lead to the ending. Hopefully, my stress isn't too high and I can pull this off. So let's resave over this save 7. And start this. Your explorations lead you steadily upward until you find yourself on a plateau overlooking the valley. The colony is a dark little smudge below, a break in the magnificent natural luminescence of glow. From up here, the wormhole feels so close you could touch it. You're not alone up here. Your heart leaps into your throat as you spot it, silhouetted dark on dark under the eerie light of the wormhole. A faceless. Stay to watch it. Atop this high plateau, ringed by gnarlwood trees, the massive creature stands staring at the sky as you watch, mesmerized. Some of its swaying tentacles open up and a glowing dust oozes from them, rising like smoke into the night. Then it's gone. The whole entire faceless just vanished, in the blink of an eye. Or did you imagine it? You rub your face, easing the sudden tension that has sprung up behind your eyeballs. Approach where it was standing, rush home and warn the guards, leave the plateau. We'll approach where it was standing. There are footsteps here, giant footsteps, each ringed with mushrooms pushed up from the moist soil by the weight of the beast. You gingerly realize you're standing in the middle of one. The Faceless, if indeed one was standing here earlier, could crush you as flat as the grass beneath your feet. You find other signs of it. Trees have been knocked down in a circular pattern here, and the bushes and grasses have been pushed up into one big mound, leaving the rest of the plateau clear. You remember this place now, from your visions. From under the pyramid and the resting ridges, and from long before that, you feel as if you've always known something important will happen here, soon. Let's wait. You stare up at the wormhole, immense in the sky above, just as you remember doing in your vision. You wait. You wait. So if we didn't have calm temperament, we would be slowly gaining stress, and could potentially be too stressed to keep going. But as it is, we wait. You wait. You yawn and check your holopalm. It's hard to keep track of time during glow, but it's getting late. You look around, but nothing has changed. The trees are perfectly still. Wait. You wait. Wait. You wait. The wormhole seems especially huge right now. Is it always so big? You imagine you can see whole galaxies in its slowly spinning arms, tiny flecks of rainbow light being sucked into the black hole in the center, but it's so much closer than a galaxy, so close it could swallow you and Oliver Tumnah in its hungry, ethereal maw. Wait. You wait. Wait. You wait. Wait. You wait. The force seems to get quieter, as if it's expecting something. The wormhole swells as you stare and stare into its depths. It's been hours. It's now well past the middle of the night. You're exhausted, but you can't look away. You feel hypnotized. You wait. You wait. You've always been waiting. You will always be waiting, staring up at the wormhole, being sucked into its depths. A shadow falls over you. Look at the shadow. You slowly lower your gaze from where you've been staring at the wormhole for hours, your neck stiff and sore. Straight ahead of you, what you'd earlier thought was just the shadow of a tree, is the Faceless. It was there all along, watching you. It takes a heavy step forward, then another. It moves gently, its feet sinking into the soft ground and pushing up phosphorescent fungi from below to explode to the surface in rings of jubilant light. You don't move as it approaches. It took all your energy to look away from the wormhole, but you're still completely spellbound. The Faceless looms over you, as big as a building. Its zippered neck gapes grotesquely, and its tentacles wave gently through the air, tasting it, feeling it, smelling you. The ends of two tentacles open, and that strange glowing mist floats up from them. It leans down. It envelops you in its tentacles, each as large as you are, and you breathe in its spores. Under the eternal sky of glow, the wormhole seems to swallow you both whole, and the entire planet, and an infinite number of universes besides. You feel a beckoning within you, a curious tug somewhere in your ribcage, a yearning you can't describe. So at this point, I can resist infinity, walk away, and things continue, or embrace it and go to an ending, which I will do. Embrace it, the end. So this is how it all began. This is the transcended time ending. When you were very young, you had vivid dreams of things you'd never experienced. Dirt under your feet, skies overhead, endless jungles and strange animals. Now you know why. This moment of time, you on the plateau, drawing in the wild Faceless's mind-altering spores and the pulsing wormhole above, this moment cascades backwards and forwards through all time and space, through all of your lives. It's what binds you to those other lives and gives you glimpses of them in dreams. This moment, it's infinite. You are, in this moment, connected to all your other moments. What has been and what will be, what could be or will never be. Some scraps slip through the web and touch all the other you out there. You, all the you that have been or could be, are forever changed. Your friends in the colony, it may appear that you've fallen into a coma from which you'll never wake, but your consciousness is free, in that infinite moment, to visit all lives and possibilities at once. You have transcended. In the moment of your death, as your brain cells fizzle out one by one and shut down forever, a vision swims in your mind's eye. Is that a person? They seem so familiar. You feel like you know them so well. Oh, it's you. Only ancient. His arms are covered with so many databands, so many lifetimes of knowledge. The ancient you speaks without moving his mouth, not in words, but in something like pictures. Still, you understand. Look at you, I mean, us. He shakes his databands with good humor. I suppose that explains how we got here, Then he frowns. It does get boring though, doesn't it? Knowing everything at once? I mean, I understand if you want to go back to how things were. He looks over your shoulder into a distance you cannot see. Back when it was simple, when we only caught glimpses of the time web. Oh, to be a baby again. Just a simple, naive baby. Or a simple, naive child. I lived my best life. I could have done better, or, well, I tried. I could have done better. There was a girl. We were young together, Tammy, with the cotton candy hair. Such a shame to see a life snuffed out so young. He gives you a look as if to say you were somehow responsible for this. Wait, were you? Could you have saved her? We have a chance to take another path. Change the way our life turned out. He reaches out with a hand. Come with me. We'll go with them. Alright. And that is the ending. We aren't going to start a new life. Wish I could just reload from here. We'll see the endings gallery. Oh, it's just going to force us to start a new life. Oh, okay. So we will load where we just saved. So that is the Transcend Time ending, which I think is a cool one that gives some explanation of why our character is so unique in seeing alternate versions of the future. So we'll do the same thing here. Stay and watch it. Approach where it was standing. And I'm not going to reread this because we just read it, but we will go through all the waiting. And when the time comes, we will resist infinity. The other more complete endings where you actually live your full life, I think are better, but I do think that ending is particularly interesting to give some explanation of what we are experiencing. So here, we are going to resist infinity. You aren't ready. A small part of you demands to stay here, on this plane of consciousness. You hold your breath and bring your mind back to the present. You let the Faceless touch you softly with its tentacles until it seems satisfied that you've made your decision. Then it withdraws. As you slowly disconnect from the gentle creature, you can feel its emotions, its story. You understand that it was born like the others of its kind, in a breeding tank below the ground. Although it was sent here to destroy your colony, something changed in it that can't be changed back. You see again the image of the Faceless staring up at the wormhole, transfixed as you were. It no longer feels the pull of the ley lines, the thumpers, the forces that were used to control it. It is no longer a construct or an avatar, but a free being. It only feels the dance of the wormhole now, and the natural rhythms of life itself. You stand completely still, arrested by the sudden understanding that sweeps over you. The Faceless retreats to the large mound of grasses and bushes at the other end of the plateau. A baby Faceless pokes its head out of the nest, wriggling its tentacles and greeting to its mother. Now we will go home. We have done what we came here to do. We spent our month exploring. You're lying in bed, staring at the wormhole through your window, when you hear a deep thump resonate through the ground, then a second one, quieter. The woven roof of your room quivers, unleashing a season's worth of fine glowing dust sifting through the air. Through your open window, you hear voices sounding the alarm. The annual offensive is here, and leading the charge are two massive faceless. We will join the fray, as always. You grab a plasma rifle and report to the front, where a line of soldiers has taken up arms and is waiting for orders. The colony prepares to defend itself against the two building-scale faceless, as well as a teeming swarm of smaller xenos that seethe towards you. Hold steady, orders Security Chief Rhett. Keep the line. No, Governor Lum yells, running from the front gates to the front of the defensive line. He elbows Rhett out of the way and waves his arm wildly. Bring them closer, draw them in. Rhett stops himself from shoving Lum back, but just barely, you can tell. Are you serious, he retorts. We can't let them any further into the colony. We're going to fight them in our territory, Lum cries, raising his plasma rifle over his head with one hand. We have the walls, let's use them. We'll let them come inside and pick them off one by one. We can't pick off a faceless, Rhett sputters from the sidelines. Lum smiles maniacally. You can see the gleam of his teeth from here. I have a plan, he roars. Just follow my lead. With that, he turns and begins to run towards the approaching animals, roaring taunts and firing wildly into the fray to draw them close. At a loss, Rhett motions you all to fall back and let the animals approach. The area just inside the gates becomes a swirling melee of smaller xenos and plasma rifle fire, the two faceless lumbering slowly behind. Try to stay out of the way or get in there. This is the one with the challenge, so I'm going to try to stay out of the way, I guess. Goal of 88. Oh, we picked up a xeno egg at some point. Neat. +1 to red cards, one slot gets +3. That is cool. Sadly, I don't have a 7. Because that would have been cool. Maybe hold out on that. So if I do... we can't get a straight really at all. What are you going to turn into? You're going to turn into a 5. So I can make you an 8, 8. That doesn't really help. Meh. Whatever. Man, this base card really sucks how it drops the other cards nearby. And if we do... No? That's even worse. I mean, that's cool. Turning that into a 24? That's no joke. Sure. Now we'll need 14, which will be super easy to accomplish. Oh, there's Sim's dying card. We definitely want to use this one. Yeah, that's so bad. Oh, but that's another blue card, which kills that off. Okay. Whatever. Sure. 32 out of 40. It's a success. And we don't really need the perception. You're not exactly a professional soldier, but you manage to hold your own against the Xenos. Even though you still scream and retreat when something gets too close, you don't injure any humans with your plasma rifle, at least. Out of the artillery smoke wafting over the battlefield, Lum comes running. Here they come! Here they come! He shouts joyfully and plows through the gates with the two faceless galloping behind him. It's without a doubt idiotic and horrendously dangerous. You can't help it. You hit record on your holopalm and film the ensuing chaos. You catch a glimpse of Chief Rhett putting his hand over his face and sighing. A squad of Helio soldiers takes up the charge and helps shepherd the faceless into the open area in the middle of the colony. You have a horrible flashbacks of the first time you saw a faceless inside these walls. From the looks on the faces of the other Stratos, you're not the only one. Then you're all thrown to the ground by a tremendous explosion. Fire engulfs the center square, roasting the two faceless in an inferno that blasts the sweat from your pores. Rocks and chunks of dirt patter all around you, with the occasional thunk of burning mushwood. Those soldiers nearest the blaze all recoil in surprise. Clearly no one but Lum knew that the square had been rigged with explosives. You don't think anyone was caught in the blast, but it was close. Lum stands before the blaze, laughing and firing at the two tortured faceless as they roast to death. You raise your hollow palm and capture the image, his silhouette dark against the column of flame and smoke. It was ridiculously dangerous and stupid, but it does look pretty cool in your recorded footage. People filter out of their hiding places, shielding their faces from the heat coming off the bonfire in the middle of the square. On the horizon, the first watery rays of quiet sunrise are struggling to make a dent in the hot orange glare. The canopy's fire suppression system is turned on the square, revealing the charred corpses of the two faceless. Utopia walks by with a reclamation team hauling an industrial plas cutter on a hoverlift. Did he use the mining explosives? Utopia says in awe. Mighty bold of him. Those things will blow a hole in a mountain, or a creature, I suppose. She sighs. Wish you could have saved him for mining. That must have been the last of them, and we sure can't make more. Then she and her crew are out of earshot as they pick their way down the blast crater to carve up the faceless for recycling. Fortunately, our colony defense is 7 or greater. Otherwise, if it was less than 7, we would have whatever the unfortunately option is. Fortunately, the colony was well defended. You and the other colonists have been fortifying the defenses, putting security above all else. Tonight's defense was still a resounding, if messy, success. But if Utopia's right, you don't have any more of those explosives now. You can't just nanoprint unstable molecules like that. What are you going to do during the next attack? And we lost 2 colony defense. But that makes us through the glow season and on to early quiet of age 17. So that'll be the end of year 7 and the end of this stream.